writing equations. Okay, writing equations. So there's two types we're going to talk about today. You already know what they are. The first one is linear. What is the standard form of a linear equation? All right, guys, I should say the standard formula. What does it look like? Yes.
Mx plus b.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Y equals mx plus b. Okay, y equals mx plus b. Does anybody remember what an exponential looks like? The general form of an exponential. Something times something to the x.
Ooh, M, B.
Not m. There is a b.
B.
There is a b.
A.
A times b to the x.
Great job, guys.
Okay. So our starting amount. Okay, our starting amount is a. That's like the y-intercept. Same thing over here. Starting amount is b. Okay, and then our rate or our pattern is on the inside, whereas rate and pattern here is our slope. Okay. Oops, not what we want. Okay, number one. Okay, we're just gonna decide what type it is, and we're gonna write the equation. Talk Easy Cellular Phone Service charges a basic monthly fee of $18 plus 4 cents for each minute. Do you think this is linear or exponential? Linear. Okay. What tells you that it's linear? Did somebody say plus? Yeah. You're adding something each time. You're not multiplying something each time. Linear will be when there's a multiplication pattern. Okay. So this would be y equals, what's my slope?
0.04.
Yep. X plus the initial charge of 18. Huh? 4 cents per. That's not it. When I got my first cell phone, that's how they charge. They charge like per minute or like per text message. So like my first ever cell phone was I think I got like 50 text messages a month. And then on top of that, it would be $1 for every single message. And it was like one message was like sending one or receiving one. So like if Audrey was to text me, that would cost me $1 even if I didn't want the text message to come through. So I was like, isn't that so different? Like it's so like what? Like
But they're also being
and that's why you would see like these long text messages, and then cause you couldn't just send like 5 text messages in a row because that'd be $5. Like it was extra, you know. It's crazy. All right, I have a can of worms. Bring it back. All right, number 2. Chuck's Racket Club sponsors an annual racket tournament. The tournament starts with 152 participants. After each round, half of the players are eliminated. What do you think? Exponential, because there's some type of multiplication happening or division happening. Okay? So what is our starting amount? 152. Okay? And if it is decreasing at a half, that's our rate. Yep, 1/2 is our rate. Yeah, we've talked about them, but we haven't written the equations. Like we haven't like done like a bunch together. We've done them like separately. So, all right, number 3. Lauren is studying the growth patterns. Let's listen up, please. Lauren is studying the growth patterns of a particular type of tree in California. She has noticed that for each week that passes during the spring, the number of leaves in the tree triples. At the beginning of her study, the tree has 12 leaves. What do you think?
That one is the exponential.
Exponential. What's our starting amount? 12. Okay, what's the rate?
Triples.
Triples. Okay, which would be multiplying by 3.
You literally write triples.
Triples.
In their parentheses.
I would not count that correct, by the way. I would probably laugh, but then I would probably not count it right.
Have you seen those like tests, the pictures of the tests where the people have like done weird like answered the
Yes.
questions?
Yeah. Well, there's like the one where it's like there's like a triangle and it says like find x and somebody just circles x.
No, it was like there's one that was like it had like an opinion question that said defend your answer, and some guy like wrote some like World War II crap. There's like something around it. He's like, I'm trying to.
Or there was the one where it said name the shape to the little girl's game.
Bob.
Name.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's why like for any of the geometry stuff or anything with triangles, we always say like
I think
solve
I gotta
for
go,
x instead of
get
like
some water
find
real
x
quick.
because I've had a kid do that before and I'm like, okay, I'm changing the wording.
Oh yeah.
I've never had anybody name shapes, but that's cute. All right, number 4. The population of spider monkeys in a forest is decreasing by 8% each year. The forest starts with 3,000 spider monkeys.
Then you're.
No. Okay. This is exponential, but this has a percentage. So this looks a little different. Okay, we're going to kind of throw it back here. So our starting amount is 3,000. Okay. Remember when we did decrease with a percentage or increase, it was 1 plus or 1 minus. Do you remember that? So it would be 1 minus 0.08 because we have to make 8% into a decimal. Okay. It's been a while since we talked about it. Yeah, it was the dream house. Yep, when you did your dream house. Okay, now the purpose of that is to now we're going to write a system. So we're going to write, and we talked about systems yesterday, right? They have 2 or more equations. All right, so it says put the equations into Desmos, and we'll find where they intersect. So we'll need Desmos in a second, but first we're going to write the equation. All right, the sum of 2 numbers is 90. Their difference is 18. What does it mean to have a sum? You add them together. So here's what we could say. We could say number x, so x, plus number y, we don't know what they are, equals 90. That would be the sum of 2 numbers. Agreed? Okay. How would we show the difference?
Okay, but I have a question.
X minus y.
How do you know X minus y, not y?
Well, in this case, you don't really know which number is bigger, but you're setting it that x is going to be bigger. Yeah. Okay, so let's pull up Desmos. But you can just watch up here if you want to. All right, so I'm going to put in x plus, what was it, x plus y equals 90. This is way off the thing, isn't it? There we go. And then x minus y equals 18, is that correct? Okay, so we got to find where they, oop, there they are. They intersect at 54 and 36. So if you add 54 and 36, do you get 90?
Yes.
If you subtract 54 and 36, do you get 18?
I'm brave.
You have said that 5 times already in the last 5 seconds.
So your solution is 54, 36.
I got another 2.
All right, number 2, the sum of 2 numbers is 28. And the larger number, this is different, is 14 more than the smaller. Find both the numbers. Okay, the sum of 2 numbers is 28. How can we write that?
X plus y equals 28.
Yes. Okay, so that was the first part. Second part, the larger number is 14 more than the smaller number.
When you say x divided by 14,
Nope.
the x plus 14 equals y? What is that?
You could do that. So I would say x is equal to. Now, that means that I'm setting x as the larger number. If you want y to be the larger number, you would just set y equal. Okay, it doesn't matter. I usually just use the x because that's the first one that comes to my mind. So x equals, here's how I know that I do equals there. The larger number, we're saying that's x, is. The word is means equal to. Okay, so larger number is equal to 14 more than. Okay, if I have 2 Skittles and Audrey has 14 more than me, what would you do? You would add it.
I take your Skittles.
You can add, hey, at that point, if I have 2, I'll just give them to you. All right, so 14 more than the smaller number. So 14 plus y. Does that make sense? Just Okay, let's put it into Desmos. So what was it? X plus y equals
28.
28.
Ah.
21 and 7. Okay, so you could see, is X 14 plus 7? Yeah, that will work, right? 21? And 21 plus 7 is 28. You don't like it? No. Well, too bad, sorry. All right, number 3. The sum of two numbers is 20. You probably already know how to write that. X plus y equals 20. The first number, what do you want to make that, X or Y? Okay. First number is equals 4 less than the second number. 4 less than y minus 4. Okay, now that is not in the order that you read it, right? You read 4 less than y, so 4 minus y. But think about the logic of that. Okay, you want to make sure that you're taking 4 off of y. Okay, all right, x plus y equals 20. X equals y minus 4. 8 and 12. Does that make sense? 12 minus 8 is 4. Add them together, you get 20.
Great job.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. Even though I didn't
Oh, what
do
was it?
your
8 and
job.
12. Not 8 and 20. 8 and 12. All right, the sum of two numbers is 66. The larger number, what do you want to make that? X is 5 times more than the smaller number.
So why times
5 times y, or you could say 5y.
Wi-Fi is 5Y.
What?
Wi-Fi? What? I
How long is this?
All right, 55 and 11. So think about it, if you took 11 multiplied by 5, you would get 55, and then 55 plus 11 is 66. You catching on with me?
Yeah.
Easy, easy peasy. All right, we're gonna change it up a little bit.
Oh no.
The number of girls at Sky High School is 60 greater than the number of boys. So here's what you have to do. You have to decide what your variables are gonna be. Okay, what do you want to make X?
B.
Okay, number of girls. And we'll make Y number of boys. Okay, there are 1,250 students altogether. Okay, tell me equation number 1 using the total number of students. Don't worry about the 60 greater than yet. Don't worry about that.
Do you just do X plus Y equals 12?
Yeah, X plus Y equals 1250. Okay, that's a total number. That's a total number. Okay, then it says the number of girls is 60 greater than the number of boys. Just think about how we did the numbers. Okay, we said girls is which variable? X. So girls is equals 60 greater than boys. 60 plus y, or y plus 60. Okay, we'll put this into Desmos.
same
I don't
time.
know. That's just they're like Spider-Man.
This is I love you or
I was Spider-Man.
This is Saw, dude. This is Saw, dude. And this is.
All right, so I'm getting 655 and 595. So, how many girls are there?
600. What?
655 girls, 595 boys. Tracking with me on that?
Me. Did you say 655 girls? I just put the boys in. 600.
Well, it depends on what they're asking for. Yeah, how many girls are there? Okay, so you would really just want to know how many girls there are. So your solution. Oh, oops. You guys are just super off topic today, so I'm trying to keep it going here. Okay, you gotta focus. Okay, is that the last one?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and do some of the practice. The answers are at the bottom. Are all of them on there?
Yeah.
All the way to number 6. Okay, so go ahead and write those down. I'm going to go over some on the board,